very quick by the way for the end of the last video. I did the same process with my piece of stripped plastic, and I gave it a good shaving this time and plugged it in. This time I can show you what the light lens is without the actual element on the back, the lights on the back. So this is with the part through and the other parts, and if I turn it over, hopefully you can see those little bits of plastic they put in just poke through the holes. So when the light board, which is over here, sits on there, you have the thickness of this material here on top, and then these here will go through there. So yeah, this actual light board sits pretty, I mean that black thing there takes up the distance of these SMD LEDs that are here, and then they will pop onto there. So you can see that once they're on, there's not a lot of gap in there, and that is actually resting against those little black bits we put in. I don't know if you can see, the reason this part is in 3 parts with a black center is to stop the light bleeding out through here. So it's the black part, this part over here, that's in the middle of there, the lens, again silver side down through. So just wanted to show you the reverse side of that before I drop these out and put the diffuser on and make the other side. Okay everybody, this is a very quick demo. I don't know how the lights are going to come out on the actual camera, but I have connected them directly to a 7.2 battery here. Let's work our way down the colour. So red has gone to red to the battery. So the first one is brown, which is the brake light. So if I connect that to the negative, we get that, which is basically those 2 LEDs on the right hand side that we put the divider through on together and bright. To give you the comparison, the parking lights, which are green, light up dim. So if I can get my wires to stay fudged into my connector, that's your parking lights. And if you add onto that the brake lights, you see that both LEDs then light up brighter. So you've got your parking lights, or running lights as we might call them, and then your brake lights. So that will be how you're driving, and then when you brake. So next on the list we have, let's take the green out, we have the orange, which is the reversing light, which basically makes the entire middle light up. Now it lights up very bright in person. At the moment it's literally blending all of those light chambers together, but you can literally see it's just lighting up those 6 squares amongst there, and it is bleeding across the other stencil. I don't know if I can get it, you can see just as it lights up how much light is on there. So there's there. Now the indicator, or turn signal, or indicator as it's labelled here, causes the lights to light in sequence. So if you just shove it in, all you're going to get is an orange light. But most lighting units send a pulse. So that pulse would be like a pulse for half a second, then off for a second, or off for 3/4 seconds, or on and off. So if I do a pulse, I'm just trying to get this so I can see what I'm doing and do the wire. You can see that one lights, then the other. So you'd have, sorry, trying to make this so it doesn't flash. You'd have a pulse, 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 pulse. So the only one that's left is the grey, and that is the fog light. So that is the entire part of the left hand side, which is all, how many's there? 3x4, 12. Those 12 little sections there light up. So that's there. So there's your fog. To the fog we can maybe add, you know, you've been out driving, it's foggy, we can add in, say, the orange, which is the reversing lights, because you're backing up. You can see they're going through there. So say, I'm trying to get this so you can maybe see, but that is a very quick demo of how they work. So say they work on 7.2 to 12 volts. So I've got them direct to a NiCad pack. Know about what resistors do I need, what resistors don't I need. There's little resistors and transistors in here, and there's obviously probably a delayed transistor or even an NPN transistor that's set to trigger the second one, which is how the indicators light from one to another to get you that pulse effect. That's just one of the light units. The elastic bands are just holding it together because I have not glued it yet. You need to glue this red lens on to complete the job. But I didn't want to do that until I knew everything worked. But basically that's one unit, and there's the second unit. Again, the elastic band is just holding it together, and you can see the cable comes out between the screw holes and comes out through the cover. So say you could run it out for the bottom there, but there's not a huge amount of room with the circuit board, and I think that's more of a, almost like a drain hole. If you do use your truck in the wet and you get a bit of water ingress at the top here, it should run straight through past the board and out the bottom.